Boy, I'll tell you, man, there's Wayne Newton, and then there's the Philly Godfather, who is like on every single show on Radio Row in Vegas. Ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the legend, our friend Philly Godfather, man. How you doing, brother?
It's crazy out here, Dan. It's wild.
For you, man. I see you everywhere.
Yeah, we just did NBC World News. We did a bunch of things on Sports Grid TV, ABC. I mean, it's been a hectic day.
Tell me about Radio Row. Now it's called Media Row, I think it is. It used to just be a bunch of radio stations. I've been to about 20 of those things, and some of them are a lot of fun. I'm sure you're seeing everybody there. How's Vegas putting on the Super Bowl?
It's great, man. I mean, the food's great. The people are really nice. Radio Row, everyone was really nice. A lot of guys doing podcasts now, videos, a lot of radio guys, a lot of TV guys. It's been a blast. I can't complain. It's just I've been getting up every morning around 6 o'clock in the morning. It's a lot of work,
The city must look great because I lived there for a little bit. The Strip must be off the charts.
Oh, it's packed now. And the other day, the president was here. I mean, it took the cabs forever to get where you got to be. We went to Spago's. We went to Prime. And we went to some of the best restaurants out here. The food's so good, Dan. So good.
And I'll tell you what, man. You know what, people? When you get out to Vegas, when you go to those restaurants in the place, man, they're absolutely like the MGM Grand and those places are absolutely off the charts. All right. Let me get into, first and foremost, the Eagles and what you've seen so far over the last couple days here with, you got Britton Covey coming out yesterday and he was doing an interview. Actually, get this too, Godfather, he reached out to me today and I'm talking to him later privately. We're going to have a conversation. And he said that Sirianni lost the team and that there was a disconnect between the players and the coaching staff, like around week 8. When you hear that stuff, I mean, what's that tell you a little bit about what we're going to be in store for next year?
I mean, I hope it's not downhill. The odds makers kind of like the fact that the Eagles picked up Fangio and picked up Kellen Moore. Their odds were 22-1 to win it all. They went down to 20-1, so that's a good sign if if the line's dropping in the market, but nothing major. I actually talked to Covey yesterday, and when I seen him in person, the kid's tiny. I go up to him, I go, "You got to be really fast, man, because you're small. He might be 150 pounds soaking away."
Absolutely. No, I mean, I gave him a lot of kudos, man, for reaching out to me, and I'm looking forward to touching base with him because he wants to clear the air, and I said okay, so I'm going to talk to him. Give me your take on the game. How do you see this thing playing out?
I mean, it's a tough game. If I like San Francisco in the first half minus half a point. The reason being is they've only trailed 3 times during the regular season all year going into halftime. In 2 of those games, they were really banged up offense, defense. Against the Ravens, they were losing 13-12. Ravens kicked the field goal right before halftime. If you guys remember, Purdy threw 2 interceptions in the first half, and that's why they were losing going into halftime in that game. So they're really strong, man, coming out fast, and they're going to have to come out fast and strong against this Kansas City team and try to build a lead because with Patrick Mahomes on the other side of the field, no lead is ever safe.
I that's kind of one of the things that I said here that do you agree that the 49ers have to score first?
Absolutely. And if you look at their games this year, their average margin of lead going into the fourth quarter is right around 7.6 points. So they got to be ahead in this game because if Kansas City pulls away with that defense, number 1 in sack percentage, I mean, they're going to be bringing the pressure on. If they could rattle Purdy, it could be a long day.
And if Pacheco gets going, that's going to be the key to me. See, I think he's the key to this because if he goes over 100 yards, I think that game's over.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have to stop the run because if the Chiefs are controlling the time of possession battle, Mahomes ain't going to make any mistakes. That defense is going to hold strong. If they get running, I bet Pacheco anytime touchdown minus 125. You can bet an alternate line. If you think Pacheco gets over 106 yards, you can get 5-1 on your money. So if you think he has a big day, it might be something you're looking to bet.
I got some prop bets here, and I want to get your takes on them. Your favorite to win the Super Bowl MVP?
I haven't bet it, but if you believe in conspiracy theories, if you believe in the whole Taylor Swift thing, how do you not take Travis Kelce at 12-1? He's the most lethal weapon on the field for the Kansas City Chiefs this season. The only thing that scares me about that is last year his receiving props were closer to 100 yards for the Super Bowl. This year they're down to 71. So that's telling you that the 49ers have the guys on defense to slow them down. They're not going to be able to stop them, but they should be able to slow them down. I mean, 19 of the last 24 MVPs, quarterbacks, it's hard to not to take a quarterback for the MVP. Who else could win it? Bosa, if he has a big game, but that Chiefs.
Debo?
Debo's a little banged up. I'm talking to a lot of guys out here, and I don't want to say exactly, but he's going to play. But he's banged up, so that kind of scares me, and I'm kind of happy because I have a lot of Kittle props. I got Kittle over 3.5 receptions, over 45.5 receiving yards. I bet an alternate line over 70 receiving yards plus 265 on your money. And the reason why I bet those props is anytime Kittle faced, blitz happy defense this season, he's averaging right around 91 receiving yards a game. And we all know the Chiefs love the blitz. Last week, they blitzed on 43.5% of the dropbacks that Lamar Jackson had. So if they come out with the same game plan, I could see Kittle having a big game.
Who do you think leads the game in receiving yards?
I'm hoping it's Kittle. I know Debo's a little banged up, so I'm not expecting him. I'm expecting him to do a lot more running in this game. I bet over 14.5 rushing yards and over 13.5 rushing yards for Debo. Rice, I mean, if you want to take a flyer, if they're slowing down Kelce with Warner and those linebackers and those guys on defense for San Francisco, he might end up being a star in this game. So they're the guys I'm looking at.
What about McCaffrey and his impact in the game? Here's a guy that's a dual threat guy, over 2,000 yards, offensive player of the year. Your spin on him and his impact, you think, in this game?
Man, if he gets that motor running, 49ers ain't losing. He's the ultimate weapon in the NFL. There's a prop bet on him, longest reception over 13.5 yards. He can catch a screen pass and break one for 15 and 20. I thought that was kind of short. But his yardage is up there. I think it's in the 90s. So that kind of scares me a little bit, his rushing yards, where the other guys are a lot lower.
Over, under in the points. What is the points? I mean, is it 44?
No, it's 47.5. I saw 48 pop up for like a New York minute. I bet under 32.5 pass attempts for Purdy because I think their only path to victory is to run the ball, get that ground game going. And if they're doing that, they're chewing up clock. And if they have a lead going in the fourth quarter and they're running the ball, they're chewing up clock. So since I bet the under 32.5 pass attempts for Purdy, it kind of correlates with the under in the ball game.
Do you think there'll be more TDs or field goals in the game?
It's a dome. You might see more field goals and touchdowns. You got two pretty good defenses. Chiefs pressure rate #1 in the NFL this season. So you might see Andy and Shanahan take some shots with some longer field goals. If they were playing outdoors with the weather, you're not looking to kick field goals. But in a game like this, in a tight game where turnovers are going to mean everything, you might see some more field goals.
Time of possession. Who leads the game in time of possession? Because, again, Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City, I don't know if they're big strike any longer because they don't have a guy like Tyreek Hill there, whereas the 49ers like to be methodical, run the ball, but they're also big strike capability as well. And Purdy has led the NFL in big throws this year down the field, believe it or not. So, I mean, how do you see this number here? Because this could really determine the game, who has the ball the most.
Yeah, I mean, I would lean to the Kansas City Chiefs in that department because, like you said, the 49ers have so many weapons on that football field. They can score quickly, while the Chiefs, they haven't been doing it this year. They've been, I think, ranked in the basement in the NFL in explosive plays this season. So it's probably going to go to the Chiefs if they can get that ground ball, the running game going here.
Over under, it takes Philly Godfather 4 shots to get hammered.
No. Oh, man, we used to hang out at networks on City Line Avenue as kids. I was like a 15 to 20 shot guy. So I'm not that kid no more, but
who's some of the people that you've run into there on the on Media Row?
We met everybody, man. Tony Bruno, we're hanging with Tony Bruno.
He knows with Tony. How's he doing?
He's doing great. He knows everybody. Michael Irvin, Hollis Thomas was there. I mean, every Wayne Newton was there. you name it. He's got such a wide array of guests from every spectrum, from the football, from the entertainment industry, from everywhere, and everybody loves him, man. Tony's the man. I love him.
He absolutely is. Well, enjoy yourself. I know you're sitting there. You got a lot of stuff to do. Tell the folks where they can get a hold of you, where they can watch you. Hey, by the way, are you going to be on this weekend from Vegas on your shows this weekend, or are you going to be hanging out with Wayne Newton?
Well, Michael Irvin's party was last night. That was crazy. Yeah, we were out till 5 a.m. But no show this week. It's been a rough week. We've been hanging out all night, waking up early, so it's been really exhausting. When it comes to the full game side, if you can get the Chiefs +3, you might be able to cash a ticket. That's probably a good bet. But I like the 49ers in the first half.
Well, Philly Godfather, don't get my boy in trouble, because he's, we all keep an eye on him nowadays. So just keep an eye on my boy and watch out for him.
It was a blast. Thanks for having me on, Dan. And
you got it, man.
See you guys. Thank you so much, man. God bless.
You got it. That is our friend, Philly Godfather. We appreciate him coming aboard with us here. Hit the like button. Keep it here on the National Football Show.